Hello, BookTube. I've got an early morning mail haul for you here, just 4 packages. I say early morning, even though who knows when you'll see it. I'll probably forget to upload it for several hours. But we've got 4 packages here. That's all to start off with, and I'm not getting a strong Spidey sense from any of them, but I could be wrong. We shall see. Let's see what we have here. Let's see if it's really squeal worthy. Okay, this new one is. Finished copy. This is a July book, I think. No, this is late June. Late June book. This is Denise Mina, Conviction, in a finished copy. With a cover blurb by A.J. Finn, who had that enormous New Yorker piece written about him that was so quietly damning. Let's see here. In a time of by-the-numbers thrillers and mysteries with redundant plot points and characters, how many girls can one possibly read about? Denise Mina's writing is always fresh and unexpected. Readers have come to know that when they are reading a book by Denise Mina, they are squarely in the deft hands of a true master. Okay, all right. Deft hands of a true master can still do things that are tried and true. It's all about the execution. This is a breathtaking standalone thriller about Anna McLean, a wealthy housewife who finds her entire life and the fake identity that's propped it up until now crashing down around her as a true crime podcast and a photo posted on social media reveals her troubled past. So 2 times in 4 mail hauls that we have a book that revolves around a podcast. I guess they have entered the writing imagination. There's certainly no better. There's no better contemporary means for a writer to waste time than to sink it into podcast. Probably that's where these things come from. All right. Well, I have never really liked Denise Mina, but this is a standalone book, and I think I have the advanced copy and haven't got to it. So maybe this is my chance to give this author a new try and like it. Let's see what this next one is. No Bean. I see actually one of her toys is up there, but she's not. She's somewhere else. We had rain this morning, all night long and all morning, and rain just dispirits her so much that she hasn't really got her bounce back. We'll go out on a walk. It's now sunny and with blue skies, patches of blue skies. The rain has clearly stopped, so we'll go out on a walk, and that'll pick her up. Ooh, oh my. Okay, this is Lucas Riepel. This is Assembling the Dinosaur. Fossil Hunters, Tycoons, and the Making of a Spectacle. Let's see here. This is from Harvard University Press, and it comes out in a couple of weeks. Let's see here. The word dinosaur was coined in 1841 to describe the fossilized remains of extinct terrestrial reptiles discovered in England in the preceding decades. By the 1870s, the western United States, home to a veritable treasure trove of dinosaurs, became the world center of vertebrate paleontology, and by the early decades of the 20th century, reconstructions of massive dinosaur skeletons were the main attraction at museums of natural history, and dinosaurs had charged into the popular imagination. This is going to be, I guess, a book about that whole process, how that came about. The author creatively tells the story of how dinosaurs became a symbol of economic might and power during America's Gilded Age, a period of rapid economic growth from the late 19th century to the Great Depression. He uses the dinosaurs and their remains to ask much broader questions about the way science was embedded in the day's social, political, cultural, and commercial context. He is able to detail the long-standing relationship between science and capitalism during the late 19th, early 20th. We've gone far afield from dinosaurs, haven't we? All right, so this is dinosaurs. This is not really a dinosaur book. This is going to be a sociological study of the late 19th and early 20th century, when dinosaurs were edging into vogue. Okay, well, that's not that could be interesting in its own right. It'll depend on a whole different set of skills on the author's part than what I originally thought. I was beginning to think this was a boom year for dinosaur books, but if it is, it's not including this book. So let's see what this next one is. That's another finished copy. Good Lord. Okay. Okay, this is from Melville House. I think this probably comes out soon. Yes, this comes out in a couple of weeks. This is Lore Siegel, or Siegel, the journal I did not keep, new and selected writing. Very interesting cover. The definitive collection from one of America's most beloved writers. I thought that was me. Known to many as a memoirist, novelist, children's book author, in her 6-decade career, her wry and poignant stories about immigration, race, and aging have garnered her such title as America's Wise Elder. Now, for the first time, Melville House presents her career retrospective in a stunning collection of new and never-before-published works of fiction, as well as some of her most recognized stories and works of nonfiction. The Journal I Did Not Keep is a testament to Siegel's vivid and prose, razor-sharp observational humor, and lasting legacy. Wow, okay, so what have we got here? So this is fiction and nonfiction. Oh, yeah. Oh, my. Okay, the middle section of the book is enormous selections of nonfiction, of fiction, rather. And then a generous amount of nonfiction as well. Book reviews, literary essays and talks of all kinds, and excerpts from her New York Times column. Okay, fantastic. Great. All right, so this goes to the top of the list. Because I don't think I ever got an advanced copy of this. All right, so we're getting finished copies exclusively now. I wonder if this last one will be a finished copy. All of these things as reminders of stuff to do. Oh. Well, okay. This last one is 3 books, and it is finished copies because I don't think these things come in review copies. These are Loeb Classical Libraries. Oh my. Okay. These are fragmentary Republican Latin in 3 volumes. So you have some of the great works of Republican Rome, 1,000 Years of Rome, that were copied and recopied. They were major books in their own time. They were copied and recopied. The copies managed to survive. They survived fire and flood and mishap and religious purges. And in addition to that, in addition to those books, you also have stuff that didn't survive in whole, that only survives in fragments, in parts, and they're tantalizing glimpses, because we know that a lot of these things were every bit as popular as the things that did survive in whole. So you just, my dream is that somewhere in Lesser Arabia, where there's no moisture in the atmosphere, some Roman poobah, some Roman plutocrat, had an enormous library that was buried by sand, but that still exists, that's still findable and still reclaimable, in which we would get not only the 2 bookcases of books that we have, but a whole library, room after room, or one enormous room lined with great works that we no longer have. That would be a dream, and this is as close as I think we're ever going to get. So what do we have here? The Loeb Classical Library series, Fragmentary Republican Latin, continues with oratory, an important element of Roman life from the earliest times, essential to running public affairs and for advancing individual careers long before it acquired literary dimensions, which happened once orators decided to write up and circulate written versions of their speeches after delivery. Beginning with Appius Claudius Caecus, this 3-volume edition covers the full range of speech making, political, juridical, and with the exceptions of Cato the Elder and Cicero, includes all individuals for whom speech making is attested, and for whose speeches, quotations, descriptions, testimonia, or historiographical recreations survive. Such an overview provides insight into the typical forms and themes of Roman oratory, as well as its wide variety of occasions and styles. Oh my. Oh my. Okay, so all of this is edited and translated by Jacine Menuald. Do we have a biography of Jacine Menuald? This is a prodigious amount of work. Professor of Latin at the University College London and series editor of Fragmentary Republican Latin. So this this particular subset of fragmentary Republican Latin is just oratory. Oh, fantastic. Incredible. Okay. All right, well, all right, so I mentioned something bumping everything else from the list, and that all of this has now been bumped by these. I'm going to spend a blissful afternoon with these books. In case I didn't, some of you might not know what I'm talking about. The Loeb Classical Library editions are invaluable because they have the original language on one side and an English language trot on the other. Either the Latin or the Greek on one side and English on the other. And it's just a dedicated thing that is supported by Harvard's endowment. So it's not a question of whether or not there's a commercial need or a commercial hunger for fragmentary Republican prose. Instead, they're just going to do it. They're going to do it all. Oh my. Okay. All right. Okay. So we have the journal I did not keep, collected writings. We have Assembling the Dinosaur, and we have Conviction by Denise Mina. And then on top of all that, doubling the number, we have the latest Loebs, which are not Greek but Latin. so I'm going to go and make myself happy for a bit, but I'll be back. We have plenty of other bookish stuff to talk about, so I will return. Thank you, BookTube.